The Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast is live this year at the UK Games Expo. You can check us out on Friday the 31st of May at 1:30 to 2:30 in the Dice Room, which is in Piazza 4. If you want to get involved in the live episode, then please come along. We can't wait to see you there.
So, you're back here with me, Davey. I'm still first player, believe it or not. And everyone else from the Whose Turn Is It crew. I say everyone else. We're actually here with Tambo.
Hello.
Dan.
Hello.
And Becky.
Hello.
And we've got a weird and wonderful episode. I've always got to throw one in there. It's a little bit different. We've called it Wish Upon a Faux Pas, which is a little bit of a loose connection, but it's also my gamer tag online, hence the name. So I thought, it kind of works. Just throw it in there. Don't ask questions.
That's cute, Davey. That's cute.
Is this your way of just getting lots of more friends online?
Friends, I've spelled it wrong, and I'm not going to tell you how I've spelled it wrong.
Okay.
And I've done it on purpose because it's a faux. I thought it was a faux pas, so that was going to be its own little in joke. But there you go.
What have I signed up for?
Yeah, this episode, basically, I've made some wishes. Everyone's kind of going to contribute their answer to said wishes, but then there's going to be a little twist. As we called it, Djinn Davey, i.e. me, is going to throw out a curveball on the wish, and then we're basically going to go over, would you still do it? Or maybe you won't. And it'll go from there, okay?
Intriguing.
Sounds like a Davey episode.
Yeah, grasping at straws, Hammer. No. First things first, let's talk about Hex. What have we been playing and what have we been getting up to if we've not been playing board games? Let's start with you, Becky. What have you been up to?
So, I received my delivery of Wyrmspan.
Nice.
Loved by some, hated by many, caused a lot of controversy online, didn't it?
Just a little bit.
I loved it.
I love the memes that came out of it as well.
Yeah, the memes were
good, yeah.
But do you know what? It's a Stonemaier game. I liked Wingspan. I always thought that it'd be really cool to have one that wasn't birds, beautiful, but not very exciting, right? So I think Wyrmspan was a perfect idea. And it does change it enough to Wingspan, in my humble opinion, for there to be room for both games.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
What's changed in it?
So there are there's like a sideboard, which is called the
Dragon Guild.
Dragon Guild, thanks Dan. So you've got varying different ones that you just pick randomly. And this is a kind of a way to get an extra resource or another action or whatever. So you have to excavate caverns before you can entice dragons there. So there's a little bit more to it than just play a bird, like there's in Wingspan, for example. Not as many eggs, I found. Maybe it was just the versions I was playing. I don't know, not as many eggs involved. There's still eggs. There's still resources, but they're not,
Yeah.
They're harder to get in it, that's what I found.
They are harder to get.
Harder to excavate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Here all day or evening.
But it is a good game, I think, and the artwork is really beautiful. And they've actually included in the box a kind of dragon collector guide, a dragon spotter's guide, which is very cute. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
In all honesty, this is always... It kind of appeals to me more than Wingspan. As you said, Wingspan, the artwork's a little bit bland for me. I like birds, but having the card game with the birds isn't that exciting for me. And it does feel like... When I first played it, I was like, oh, these are really cool actions, but you are a little bit more limited with what you can do. You play the bird and that's it. And sometimes now you obviously have combos that maybe go off of the other birds on the board, but it does feel like there's a lot more limiting factors within Wingspan. So if something that opens that up, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I think there's a little kind of explore, instead of when you either not play a bird, the other one's the collect food, lay eggs, draw cards. That's still kind of in essence what you're doing, but you take a little kind of meeple and you can only explore into the cavern as far as you've excavated, so you don't get all the resources all the way along. Some of your cards still allow you to collect a resource or draw a card or whatever, but it's mostly done from this explore action.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's really
and
nice.
you can only do it a maximum of 3 times in each sort of turn, each round. You've got tokens that are your kind of resource in order to do anything, but sometimes things cost these tokens as well as having to play a token to actually do the action. So for example, a dragon might cost you a meat and a gem to play, but it might also cost you an action. So that's usually a really highly powerful dragon, but it's going to cost you an action, so you're not going to get to do as much. But I really liked it.
That's unique.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. They don't often have that in games in that kind of way. It's funny you mentioned the dragon kind of almanac that you get in the box. I wish. I mean, I love Stonemaier Games. That they drop the almanac because all it is about is dragons that are technically not real. If it was in Wingspan, it'd be a bit different because of what it is. But what they should have done is they should have dropped that minute. The game have a better insert. Because the insert is lacking.
I have to agree with that.
Drop the book, bring the insert better. But other than that, the game's great.
You can keep the book, and I've actually made my own little insert.
Yeah.
And that worked really well. And I didn't use any 3D printing. I just used modelling foam, cardboard foam stuff.
Yeah.
Really simple.
It needs it.
Yeah,
I think it needs it.
It's not a great organised box. We did, of course, obviously, get the blinged out special pieces because, but I know they're trying to be very sustainable and mindful of that kind of thing. But the gems have got to be plastic. I'm sorry, you can't have little gems and little pictures of a faceted gem and then have a wooden little gem.
Yeah.
So
Are they wooden in those?
Yeah. Well, not anymore, because I went to Temu and bought some plastic ones. So I ruined it all. I know. But I did buy enough for Dan, because I know he's got Wyrmspan.
You did mention it.
So, yeah, I've got...
Dan's got what? Worms?
Wyrmspan.
Oh, sorry.
I've had worse. There's creams for everything now.
So I did buy enough purple gems to share nicely.
Thanks, Bex.
You're welcome.
Nice, there we go.
But yeah, all round good game, I think.
Good game, but needs bling.
Yeah, well, it doesn't need it. Actually, do you know what? Actually, the original pieces that come with it are actually really nice.
I like the coins.
Yeah.
The cardboard coins are actually quite nice because they're shiny.
They're beautiful.
They're really nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
they are good. If I had to buy one or the other, if I didn't own either of them, which one would I buy? I think I want to say Wyrmspan.
Yeah. I probably would. I don't own Wingspan, so...
Although,
That's easy then, right?
Yeah.
although if they're not going to make any more expansions, maybe Wingspan would win because it's got the variability.
What you should do, it's coming up to Easter, you should buy a load of mini eggs and play
No,
with
because I
those.
eat all my VPs.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to eat them until the end.
Yeah, well.
And then everyone can
score
see their
up,
own
not
eggs.
like-
Yeah.
Who are we going for the egg points?
So yeah, that's what I've been playing lately.
No, cool. Nice. How about yourself, Dan?
Oh, I've been playing a bit more Frostpunk. Anyone who knows me knows that Frostpunk is my all-time fave. I absolutely love it since it was released. Yes, it is depression in a box. It is so... Daveys laughing because he knows. He knows. But it's so good, right?
It's really good.
It's so good. I played it a couple of times in the last few weeks, and me and JP got a game in last week, just the two of us, and it plays quite nicely at 2. I've only played the game at a 4-player count, and in a sense, Frostpunk is a glorified solo game. You're playing all 4 roles if you're playing it solo, and it works quite nice solo. But if you've got other people around the table to batter off, then you've got other suggestions and potentially other things in the puzzle that you may not be able to see. And playing it 2-player meant that the game flowed just a bit quicker, and it was quite nice as an interactive thing between 2 people. If you don't know anything about it, it was derived from a PC game about a civilization of people trying to survive a permafrost in London or New London, and it is incredibly tough. It's not a complex game to learn. It's quite sequential. It's one thing after another, down a line, but to win it is very, very difficult. I've played it now 8 times, I think now, and in those 8 times I have won it only once.
Wow.
But yeah, it's tough, and I'm not a big fan of co-ops either. But if it's a co-op, then I love a challenge, and Frostpunk is a challenge. I don't mind that I've only beaten the thing once, but there's also loads of scenarios in the scenario book that you get with it. So there's hours and hours and hours of play there. But it's not. I'm a more of a Euro fan. I'm for Euro games, but then sometimes a game comes along like Nemesis, like Frostpunk, that just completely blows me away, and I absolutely love playing it, even though you always lose.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say it's a better solo experience than multiplayer, but you quite enjoy multiplayer still, though, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I played it once solo, but playing it as a two-player, I really enjoyed it. But it also, after playing two-player and losing, it made me go, do you know what, I think I probably would play this solo and see how I got on.
Yeah.
And you'd be much quicker if you played this solo, I think. And there's just loads in that box to mess around with and play with lots of different scenarios. And I think they'd all work at one player, they all work at two player. 4 players quite a lot, because you've got a lot of people kind of doing different little things. And sometimes if you've got one person who's more experienced with the game than the rest, then you've got that danger of alpha gamer. But on the whole, it's fantastic.
There we go.
Yeah, brilliant game.
Frostpunk. Get it.
Stay frosty.
How long's it been about?
Last year.
Last year, so it's not
Last year, Glass Cannon Unplugged's first game.
Right.
Yes.
And it's awesome. I love
And they've
it.
been hitting some home runs since then.
That they have.
Yeah.
Apex Legends and now
Legends.
Dying Light on
Dying
Kickstarter
Light.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dying Light, we might have a little prototype to have a play around with. So Adrian will be obviously talking about that at some point in the upcoming podcast. How about yourself, Tambo?
Right, so I went over to my brother's, went to visit my yearly visit, and he introduced me to a game called Jekyll Hyde. Now, people who don't know who Jekyll Hyde is, it's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's the guy, the doctor, a bit like Bruce Banner, really. He just turns into a big beast. So he's always on a fighting battle.
It's originally written by I can't remember
Dr.
who.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it was written by...
Because it's in Van Helsing as well, and it's in
Yes,
loads
he
of
is,
old,
isn't he? Of course he
yeah,
is,
it's
yeah,
in
yeah,
loads of old lore things.
Yeah, so we played it. It's like a 2-player card battle game. It consists of 21 cards, and there's 4 potion cards in there. You've got 3 different coloured decks, green, purple and red. They all mean things, but there's one's pride, greed and wrath. And it's all about winning tricks. So how you win a trick, basically it's like the highest card wins. And if you play a red card, you've got to play a red card if you've got it in your hand. And then if you put the higher card down, you win a trick. So it's just like a little cardboard board. You've got a little lovely metal figure, which you would love. So one side's the Doctor, who's a plain face. The other side is Hyde, who's the monster. And obviously you play it opposite each other. So whoever's playing the Doctor's got the little face facing the Doctor. And then Hyde is the other end. So there's 10 spaces. So how Hyde wins, he's got to get to the other end of the board with the 10 spaces of 3 rounds. And how the Doctor wins, has just got to delay him, so he doesn't make it. So it's very interesting. So when you win
It's like a tug of pull mechanic with it.
tug and pull, exactly what it is. Yeah.
Tug of war? That's a better one. It's got like a little tug of war mechanic in it with it.
Yeah.
I quite like tug and pull. I mean, it reminds me of something that's highly inappropriate that I probably shouldn't talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So officially, each player's dealt 10 cards. And there's a potion card which has different effects. So the highest number wins, or the strongest suit wins. So if you play a red card first, that would be the weakest suit. So then the reds are always the weakest suit, and then when the next coloured card is played, it'll be the middle suit, so it'll be the weakest, and then you obviously put the third is the strongest. So it's either highest number or the strongest suit wins. Okay, when you play a potion, the first player puts a card down, you can play a potion and matches that colour. So if you play the red potion, it will reset all the strongest suits.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like how a lot of trick-taking games are starting to think of real new mechanics to throw in there, but still keeping the core with the trick-taking, because it's a tried and tested mechanic that works. Obviously, Cat in the Box was one of the other ones. But yeah, this sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and then if you put a green one, so if you put a potion on the green card, that means you swap 2 cards from the other player. You choose 2 cards and then you swap it, the potion. And if you play the red one, it means if you win the trick, you steal the trick from the other player. Okay, so that's basically it. So, but it's not all about winning tricks this game, because the scoring at the end of it, it's the difference between the tricks. So if, say, Hyde won 8 tricks and then the Doc won 2 tricks, it's a difference. You'll move. Hyde would move 6 spaces.
Like crocodile scoring.
Crocodile scoring.
Yeah.
So it's as a doc, you kind of want to make it even all the time.
Yeah.
So he's not winning many tricks at all. But as
You got to
Hyde,
think about which ones to give up, so that you're not giving up ones later, so you can try and make it even instead.
yeah.
And
if
nice little dual game.
Yeah, it is. And if you're Hyde, you could either go one way, try and win them all, or try and lose them all, because you want to get that biggest gap in between and winning. And it's done over 3 rounds, and then the winner wins. Yeah, it's a really good game. Really enjoyed it.
So try playing yourself next time and like put like an evil side of yourself and be like, just to go along with the theme of the game.
Yeah, there's a draft variant as well where we played that you draft up a couple of cards and you have to put a potion in your draft so it makes it even. So each player definitely gets a potion in the hand at the beginning, which is good. Yeah. So really
is there a solo variant on it?
No, not that I know of, but I do believe there is a co-op version of it.
Okay.
But you can't get a copy of it. But I think my brother's going to try and get it in the expo when we go.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, good.
How about yourself, David?
I played, and this is like old hat now, but or old cowboy hat, because I played Great Western Trail 2nd edition.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. It was
great fun.
It was really good fun. I forgot how much I enjoy that game, and the 2nd edition had ironed out a lot, but not a noticeable amount. It was a very subtle change, and the artwork was kind of a lot clearer, it was more concise, more to the point, so it was a lot easier. And we kind of, I remember the last time we played with the 1st edition, it took us about half an hour, 40 minutes to get back into how do we play this again? Even though we played it loads. 2nd edition, we got into it in about 10 minutes, and we finished the game in about 2.5 hours between 3 players. So if you've not played Great Western Trail, which I mean most people probably have now, but basically it's a game it's kind of a deck building game, but it's loosely, you don't really have power within the deck. It's more you try and get the most efficient, optimal deck which are cows, which have numbers on, by the time you get to the end of the trail. And you have to sell all different colours. And you sell that value, and then you have to basically go on a train of that value and sell them there. And at the end, you get VPs depending on how far you got and of your numbers, etc. It basically has a real nice tempo. You kind of can go slow because you end up building buildings in between, which have different effects, which either mill your cards or buy new cows
or tax.
It seemed like there's a lot more tax in this game, which was a bit more fun, to be honest.
I think that's just a we played it.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, and you kind of decide, do I want to go a bit slow and try and get VPs from either building buildings and getting the best hand I can get, or do I try and go fast and get as many kind of run throughs as I can get with the best number? It plays really well at 3. 4 player, I'm sure it played well as well. Probably a bit slower, but yeah, really enjoyed Great Western Trail. There's not much really else to say about it.
No, there's not much time between turns, I don't think. If you know what you're
doing.
Yeah, it's quite good. I always find with it, when I've ever played them, always going down the cowboy route is the strongest.
It has seemed that, because I ended up going down the cowboy route.
I've tried any other, but only in the 1st edition I've tried doing the buildings and doing all that, and it's never as strong as doing the cowboys.
I think there are more VPs on the buildings now, so I think it could have been, because there was the modifier at one of the stations where it said an extra 2 VPs per building. So if I'd focused on that and maybe got that could have made some nice pricey buildings. So I think maybe if they've tried to balance it and made the other strategies more viable, but we haven't played it enough to...
We haven't played it enough
to say about any of it, but yeah, next one's going to be New Zealand. I need to try, really. I've heard good things about
it's
that.
On my
selling sheep instead. Yeah, obviously.
I've never played it.
Never played it.
Nope. I need to.
I think
I would as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the theme's dry as mud, but
yeah.
I
had the 1st edition in my collection, but I just didn't get it to the table. I just sold it. And then looking at the 2nd edition, you think, well, it looks much cleaner and more easier to understand.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I've just had the chance to play yet, but I want to.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. It's a classic for a reason. And we always kind of like, oh, what should we play? Oh, Great Western Trail. Yeah, okay, we'll play Great Western Trail. And then we play it and we go, oh, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. That was really fun. It's like... I don't know what it is. It takes a little bit of effort to play, but once we get it to the table, we enjoy it, so we should do it more.
I'm kind of gutted I didn't play, because I was meant to be playing that night, but I'd had a real hard week at work and had a migraine, and I just thought, this is not the time to be doing this. However, Curly did do a teach, and I could see the appeal. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested to hear you say that it's a lot more clean and easier to understand, because, geez, it doesn't look easy to understand to me. The iconography and the stuff. Ooh.
It's not. It's still a classic board, but the first edition was 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Once we got into the flow, we flowed. It took a little bit to start because I was like, oh, what does that mean again? Oh, what does that mean? And then once I got there, it was fine. But first edition, I mean, it literally took us nearly an hour just to all go, and then eventually we kind of worked it out.
It just made a massive difference. You had the level 1, 2, and 3 bags, which had all the tokens of the 1, 2, and 3 in the bags, which makes it 10 times better to just put them on a tape and keep going around. When you're doing it, you've got to separate everything in each individual pile instead of the first edition. It's a lot cleaner. So
yeah, it cleans it up, and I'm intrigued to see what New Zealand does. Because everyone says that's even better, so it's kind of now.
It is on my next thing to buy.
Yeah, it's
I will be buying it.
New revered game. So there we go. Moving on to the main section here. As I've previously explained, you're going to be rubbing my lamp.
I beg your pardon.
Not again, Davey, not again.
Do we make 3 wishes?
I'm going to be granting a wish.
Oh, okay.
So my first wish will be, what game do you wish would be a travel game? You can play along wherever you are as well if you want, but I will be ruining your wishes, just to make it clear. This is Djinn Davey. I'm having my Arnak will laugh as well, I think. Yeah? No, cool. So, what game do you wish would be a travel game? So start with you, Tambo.
Okay. I thought about this, and I think Eclipse.
Eclipse?
Yes. If you could turn that into a travel game, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I like it because it's so fiddly as it is as a main game. If you can make it work as a travel game, and it's a wish, so it can be outlandish.
I was going to say that's what I'm assuming. You can wish for anything, right?
Fine.
Yeah.
This is so. I want to say all of them.
You want to say all of them?
Because I want to take them all with me. Wherever I go, I want to take my whole collection and put it like in a little tiny little bag like Mary Poppins has.
Yeah,
and just take them all
pull
with
them
me.
out.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. But I mean, there's so...
Frostpunk. You could take a little miniature version of that, a little travel game of Frostpunk.
Do you know what? I'm actually picturing it in my mind, and I can just see all the parts. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I played a lot of Monopoly when I was a kid, but I had a travel edition of Monopoly and Monopoly Junior and Cluedo. Mm-hmm. But it was in a hard plastic case that had drawers that slide out, and the board was on like a plastic board that had little rivets in that you could put little hotels in.
Nice.
And then you would take that off the bottom, put it on the top, and then you'd play, and it was great. I loved it. I played it to
It was
death.
all the fashion, wasn't it? At a certain point in the noughties or like in the 90s, where travel games were like, we just got to make it smaller. We're going to make it smaller.
So everything was small and tiny. The money was tiny, but it was really good. And I had lots of these different versions. They were fantastic. So every time I think of travel game, I always think of that and that size. And I'm looking sort of on it now. I think Catan has got a travel edition, which folds up quite nicely, which is quite similar to that. But out of all the games that I have, I think probably, talking about it as we talked about it earlier, would probably be Wingspan. And the reason why I say Wingspan, is because of the fact that I've got the nesting box. I am financially invested in this sucker now. So even if I have got Wyrmspan, I ain't getting out of it. Yeah. I'm in it now. Yeah. So, sometimes if you want to play a game of 2-player of Wingspan and you've got to hold the whole big box down and take it all out, and you know what? Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you want to just get out a little version of it just to play 2-player and you're done. So Wingspan, 100%. Because it'd just be nice just to get a little set down, play it, and you're done.
Lovely.
I didn't think about how the nesting box would affect its, I don't want to say travel ability, but for example, Wingspan is never coming to a convention with me.
No.
It just isn't, and that's a real shame.
Well, we went to Bristol, didn't we? You played it obviously on the live stream for the boardgame marathon launch, and you have to take this whole damn box. Yeah. It's massive, and it's nice.
I
it's
took
lovely.
Voidfall to 2 conventions. Never again.
No.
Never again.
Unless you've got the retail version, which is obviously half the size.
Yes, maybe. So, how about yourself, Becky?
Well, mine is quite typical, I think. So I've gone for a travel version of Lords of Waterdeep.
Lords of Waterdeep?
Do you know what? I thought you would have gone for that.
I'm anything if not predictable. So the reason I went for this was A, because it's one of my favourite games, but I'd like it to be light enough to just put in a big jacket pocket, and the computer game version isn't great. So I don't think so. The Steam version or whichever, you know, on a computer version, because I don't like how you've got to scroll through the buildings. So I was trying to think of anything that I couldn't play on BGA, which in my mind turns things into a travel game because it's on, you know, a tablet or whatever. And that one, I just don't like the online version.
Yeah.
So small version of Lords of Waterdeep, please, that still somehow has the nice pieces somehow and the lovely mat. But
You can have a little menu of the buildings, and then the buildings are little small pieces that just correspond to what's from the menu.
yeah, that would do. Yeah, that would
done.
be fine.
That's
yeah.
a wish granted.
Thank you very much.
So now it's the evil side, where basically this game, you can only ever play it with your nemesis, the person you most dislike, the person that you hate, because you travel all the time with this game. That's who you're playing it with.
Oh.
Would you still play it?
Well, I'll go first.
Don't mind to anyone.
no,
Would
no.
you still play it?
I don't know that I have a nemesis.
And most people don't. We're adults.
But if I actually...
Oh, okay.
But it's people that would mainly mildly infuriate you, I
yeah.
guess.
That is a hard one because it's one of my favourite games. But
I was hoping that would be the case.
I know what they would do. They would just keep playing mandatory quests on me, and I'd want to.
the worst bit about that game.
Yeah,
Is,
they would just keep. No, I don't think I want to play it then.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry. No.
bang,
Playing it.
wish is gone.
I try not to be Sheldon Cooper,
Yep.
who had Nemesis. Obviously, this was quickly. But no, I wouldn't. No way. No, I just wouldn't. Even the very thought of playing it with my Nemesis, it ilks me. So
Cool. There we go.
Absolutely
It's
not.
never wish squashed.
I'll do it.
You do it. There we go.
I'm quite competitive, so I don't. You know.
Yeah. You
If
can just
you
beat them
it
at the
feels
game
really-
every time.
If you
Yeah.
beat your nemesis, it's going to feel 10 times better, right?
Very true.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. There you go. Your wish is
But if you lose-
granted, Tambo.
All right, then there's the bridge.
Right, moving on. What type of game do you wish had more games? So this can be from a Euro or something, maybe even like a brand like Nemesis. So you want there to be more Nemesis games. But
Because
Euros,
3's not enough.
deck builders, yeah, no, tell me about it. Just thought I'd throw it out there. That's kind of a good classification of what I mean by this. How about yourself? Let's start with you, Becky, this time.
I'd quite like there to be more single-player roll and writes that I like. Well, it doesn't have to be single-player. Basically, I don't ever get to play roll and writes normally because Curly doesn't like them particularly.
Yep.
So I have played them on BGA or other versions, that sort of thing. But then it is sort of like a solo game, really. You're not playing with anyone else. So I guess maybe roll and writes that Curly would like. All right, I'll make it more specific. Roll and writes that Curly would like.
So you can play them
So I
together.
think
So you
that I
get
like
to play
as
them
well.
more.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it. How about you, Tambo, then?
I would like to see more hidden movement games.
Yeah?
Like
Okay.
Beast
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dracula. Because there's
Yeah.
not that many of
There's a
mine
couple
is-
more, yeah.
Letters of Whitechapel.
Yeah,
one
there you go.
springs
That's
to
the
mind.
one Adrian was talking about as well.
And maybe if they could just mix in a little bit of backstabbing into it as well, make it
Always.
even harder.
His little eyes just lit up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, hidden movement with a little bit of, traitorism in the
Yeah.
group as well. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I would play it. How about you, Dan?
I love a Euro that has a strong theme. So, I mean, there's plenty out there, but being the crazy Mind Clash lover that I am, I think I'd like to see more games in the same universe as Anachrony.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Because it's so rich, it's so story rich for a Euro game, and I love the way that the story of the asteroid and then the second asteroid. But what happens next? It is Earth destroyed as we know it. I don't know. I'd like to find out. Get me back in the universe again. Give me some more,
Mind Clash, if you're listening, grant us that wish.
please.
So now, Djinn Davey, all games are now that type of game.
Wicked.
So Becky,
that's
now
so
every single game is a roll and write.
No.
No?
No.
But you've been playing them with Curly.
Yeah, but
All games ever.
Terraforming Mars will not work as a roll and write.
I bet they'll try
I
it.
bet they're going to try it. They've done the dice one. They're going to do it. Of course they're going to do it.
If it's a good. All right, if Terraforming Mars can do a good one, then all right.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Dan, would you still do it? Every game's now a heavy Euro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
wouldn't mind now.
Yeah, I just died and gone to heaven.
Monopoly, the heavy Euro.
That is fine. An economic Euro, no problem at all.
Cool.
I'm in.
And Tambo's in. You're just in, aren't you?
No, probably not, because with the hidden traitor bit, it's going to be a bit of a mix-up of other crowds, and people might start hating each other. You might, so we're okay in our group because we all kind of like each other, and then we can get over it. But there are those people who just
be a very interesting convention, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of people shouting at each other over the table.
Yeah.
Tables flipped. Perfect. Right, moving on. What game would you wish is more affordable? So it's going to make a cheaper game. What game's just out a little bit too expensive that maybe you've not wanted to buy, i.e. Kingdom Death Monster or Mage Knight. There's two games that just sit slightly above my price bracket to be able to buy and justify. Let's start with you, Dan.
Any Lacerda game.
Any Lacerda.
Yeah, they're all
Eagle
really,
Griffin.
Yeah, they're all
games,
really pricey, aren't they? I mean, but they're great and they look great. I always said that with Lacerda games that it looks like someone's thrown up on the board. but if to any lemon, but if you break it down and actually have a look, it's beautiful and it's really nice, and you can see why it's the way it is. However, they are pricey. I saw someone on some group on Facebook said that there's no Lacerda games currently for sale in the country.
No, it's crazy.
Which is staggering. But the price that they do sell them for is about 120 quid if you're lucky, maybe a bit more. So yeah, bring them down.
Yeah, I agree. Tambo?
I would say chip 3 games for me. Because I always want to too many bones. I like to buy them myself, but they're just too expensive just for me to select over the 100 quid mark.
So that neoprene.
Yeah, premium. Yeah, so
premium poker chips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but chip 3 games for me.
Okay, and Becky?
Mine was Too Many Bones, but I did have a very honourable mention. So seeing as T has decided that Too Many Bones... No, it's good, because my other one was basically games with minis, such as Mansions of Madness.
Yep.
Because I don't care about a mini. I don't care how good it is. If you can do that game for, 25% off and just have cardboard standees, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Absolutely fine with that.
So, now the board games match its cost. So all of the pieces are going to be cheap and nasty. Because that's what it's cost. I thought there's been nice time to put in a little, economic justification of why these board games cost so much. Eagle Griffin, they put a lot of work. They're all screen printed, but now they're all going to look quite cheap, like a lot cheaper. They're going to match the price. If they paid a lot for it, then it's going to be a little bit less. It's not going to be an Ian O'Toole for some of them.
Ian O'Toole, I love you.
Are we allowed to bling them up?
Great question.
That's a great
but
question.
Then it would increase value.
Becky here.
Yes, of course you can. But you're spending more money on
that's
it.
fine then. No, but keeping in theme of the game.
Yeah.
No.
They're all going to be knockoffs from Amazon.
Thanks, Bezos.
Yeah.
I don't think I could play, because what I want in the game is exactly the same, except for the fact it hasn't got minis. I want everything else to be beautiful though, and if it isn't going to be,
That's the price you pay.
I'll just pay the money for the
more expensive one.
I'll have to, because I couldn't do it.
No,
I couldn't do it. No, you can keep your wish then, Davey. I've not gone.
No, you're not getting
gone
one.
for any of these yet. No.
I've
taken
definitely
0 so far.
Definitely not for chip 3 games, because the whole idea is those nice poker chips.
Imagine it was a cardboard chip.
Oh, it'd be horrible. And you have like a little health mark or something, not the chips, and you put the health underneath and the artwork on the chips. No, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't look. It wouldn't. The whole I think the tactile element of that game is really nice.
Yeah,
you start clinking your chips.
Tips and you move the chips. I think.
With Eagle Griffin, I mean, I can think of two. I think it's only 2 titles. Maybe there may be more than one, and I stand corrected. But Kanban and Vinos happened before Eagle Griffin took them on. So if you're going back to that quality, then it's fine.
It's going to match its cost, so it's going to make them cheaper. So it'd probably be a 60 quid, say half price, so 60 quid game.
It's fun.
So it probably would be about that
I owned
quality.
both of those games before the Eagle Griffin had them.
Yeah.
And they were fine and they served the purpose. And Venus isn't that bad to look at. The first edition of Venus is actually alright. It's okay. And Kanban isn't so bad either. But it's nowhere near as good as Ian O'Toole goodness.
No. So it makes it more accessible as well, I guess. The fact that you can't get those games at the moment is probably why you're like, yeah, I'll take that deal. I'll do that.
It's funny how we mentioned Ian O'Toole because obviously he's done the artwork for Galactic Cruise.
Yes.
And I've not backed Galactic Cruise because, unfortunately, I don't have the money to back it. So, and they're asking, I think, $89, I think, for that.
Yeah.
I just haven't got the spare funds.
No.
So, if it was priced cheaper, then I'd be all over it.
You'd be all over it.
Yeah.
It's a good game as well. Very good game. But there'll be people in the group that have it, so we'll get to play it.
Very true.
That's the upside. If you could have any designer design a type of board game, theme and type, who would it be? So what designer do you wish could make a different board game?
Okay, so I would go with Uwe Rosenberg.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Ian's here on the same. We've got the
Yeah, I was
same.
going to say that. Yeah.
But I was going to say put him in space with an
Yeah,
expedition.
it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
With space vegetables or something cool
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ships.
I've literally written. See, I'm not lying. I've literally written Uwe space game.
Yeah.
Love the spoiler. It's part of his game. Uwe,
Nice.
if you're listening.
So glad I got it
Nice.
first.
yeah. We all want you to do a space game, please.
Yeah.
All of us. How funny.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
Space UV. So that's an easy. This is an
Space
easy
Uwe.
one.
That's it. Go on. What's the horrible? What are you going to do to this one?
So
Djinn
this,
Davey.
they will never design a board game again.
That's
all
fine,
right.
he's had enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. We've done enough.
Yeah.
If it was any other designer, maybe not.
Yeah.
But because it's
No.
Uwe, he's
And it's
had a
all-
million games.
It's just vegetables and more farming. So yeah, he's done
Yeah.
enough.
We'll
Yeah.
forgive you for Hengeist, but the rest, that's fine.
How funny that we've
There we
all
go,
got
you've
the
all got a
same
wish.
answer.
You've all got a wish. Can't say I'm so evil now.
That is going to seem like we totally made up the fact that we had the same answer there, but
Why?
it's true because we had the same answer.
Yeah, I know.
But
Yeah,
it's
of course.
just true.
Cool. It's true. Yeah.
It was the first thing that popped in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
But
yeah.
You're
the
right,
listeners
space.
are going to be like, "Yeah, come on." No, I promise you, listeners, we did all come up with that individually.
Yeah, it was all ad lib.
It'd be interesting to ask everybody else in the pod that question to see if they come up with the same answer.
Yeah.
Pick a board game to own throughout time and space. What game did you wish you could have got but have missed and you can't get hold of?
Oh, Megasiv.
You not get hold of it anymore.
Not in its old state. You can get it in a new state because they split the game into Eastern and Western empires. But they didn't make it as nice as it was when Mega Civilization came out. It came in a lovely wooden chest. It was lush. Flo de Haan was the guy that made it, and they only made so many. And I had one. It was like 180 quid when it came out, and I bought it. And this it took me hours to pop this thing. It took ages, and the reason why I sold it is if a game angers me in any way, shape or form, I will flog it because I don't want that. I don't want anger. I don't want a game to make me feel angry. It should make me feel the opposite of angry. So I'll always get rid. And that game made me angry. And the reason why is because I played a 17-player game of it because the player count is between 5 and 18. It's nuts. We did a 17-player game of it. You try and organise 17 people around a board, and unfortunately we had about 3 or 4 cheaters.
Yeah.
And that made me angry. So
Yeah.
I sold it.
Yeah,
And I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't sell it.
So that's the people rather than the game. Then.
Very
Anything.
true. Very true. It wasn't the game, but then if the game was different, would people have cheated or found a way to cheat?
Yeah. So Tambo, how about yourself?
Yeah, I think Battlestar Galactica would be my game that I missed. I think.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that game we used to play around Chris's, R.I.P. And yeah, I wish I bought it then. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would have definitely been. I would. No, the thing is, I didn't know about board games that well then. To be fair. So,
No.
Yeah.
And I suppose there is Unfathomable now.
There is, which is very close.
Yeah.
They're doing an expansion for that, aren't they?
Yes, they are
Yes.
soon.
Yes.
But as I'm a massive sci-fi fan, I think Battlestar Galactica wins it for me.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good one. How about yourself, Becky?
I'm just really struggling with this.
No old
because-
games that you can remember, what was remember that game where you used to fling rocks at each other with the elastic
Crossbows and catapults.
crossbows and catapults.
I didn't have that.
Oh.
I've only heard that sort of second-hand nostalgic
Oh,
kind
I
of.
think we
Yeah.
released it like in the last 8 years, I'm sure.
they may have.
Hero Quest would be one of mine, but they remade it. So
They remade it,
Yeah,
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 exactly.
that would've been, yeah.
They did.
Because if I've got it in my head, I want something, I will move heaven and bloody earth to get it, or I'd make it myself. Igloo Pop. There we go. Perfect example.
There we go.
Igloo
Perfect.
Pop.
Igloo Pop.
This is a ridiculous game that Joel from Devon Dice.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Joel from Devon Dice introduced me to, and basically I know I've talked about it before, you're just shaking little miniature igloos near your ear to determine how many beads there are in them. Sounds ridiculous, and it is, but oh my god, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, so I've designed the 3D print. Yeah, I haven't actually printed them out to try them yet. I've bought the beads. I know what the cards say because Joel was kind enough to let me take a photo of them. Don't, Mr. Igloo Pop, Mrs. Igloo Pop, don't worry.
See.
I'm not going to mass produce this game. I just want a copy, and if I could buy one, I would 100% buy one from you.
Well,
But
you can wish one off of me.
there
you
you go. So
go.
Djinn Davey, I'd like a copy of Igloo Pop, please.
Igloo Pop it is.
Go on, what are you going to do to our games then, Davey?
But this is now the game that you have to play for the rest of the time. No other game. Just Igloo Pop.
It's so good. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, there you
I'm
go, you're in.
Yeah,
You're in.
I'm
No TM.
Well,
TM backs.
I could somehow put some tags on Igloo Pop and make it TM or something.
Like that. No.
I think I know your answer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No Mega Civ for you.
No Mega Civ.
Mega no.
Mega no.
Would I get all the expansions, the whole schnoogles?
Yes.
Then definitely.
Yeah.
Schnoogles.
Oh, schnoogles.
Is that not the right word?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's going in.
Yeah. Right. Moving on. What Kickstarter game would you wish to own now and to be released now? So it might have been one you've already bought and one you've already invested into. I know my answer for this. Mine would be Primal the Awakening because fuck me, this has been a long campaign. It's been they keep teasing it. It's like a carrot on the stick where they just go, oh, it's coming soon, and then the next month they go, not this month. You're like, well, you said it was going to be this month. No, not this month. Next month, it's coming soon, and then the next month comes and it goes, nah, not this month. So, yeah, that's my answer. No one asked, but that's my answer. How about you, Becky? Let's start with you.
I've only got a very, very few Kickstarters and game founds that I've ever backed, and mine that I wish it was here right now, although I've got a bit of a caveat now, is Mycelia.
Yeah.
I really wish that was here now. However,
Do you want to play that?
me and Curly are just watching The Last of Us, which is all about mushrooms. So, do you know what? I'm almost kind of thinking maybe I don't. We haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers, anyone please. But oh my god, what a great TV program!
That's very good.
But it has made me realise how much there's mushrooms every damn where, and I'm not a fan of a mushroom to eat.
Oh, mushrooms are lovely.
No,
You will
with
never
you.
convince me otherwise. But
There's
I went
not one type of mushroom. There's loads of different
Yeah, and
mushrooms.
they're all ranks.
different
No.
tastes and
I agree.
textures.
revolting.
And
No, thank you. No,
the lion's mane, people eating that thing looks amazing.
no, I'm good for
It's like
it.
steak.
It
Tastes like ass.
looks
Have you
revolting.
tried it, have you?
What ass? That's going in the bloopers.
The After Watershed special with Davey and Dan.
So yeah, I went to Bristol the other day with my friend, and we were walking around this kind of gifty shop thing, and mushrooms everywhere. Mushrooms on earrings, mushrooms on little badges. It's like they're out to get me.
They're in, aren't they?
They
mushrooms?
really are.
Yeah.
But so yeah, mycelia.
Psychocillin become a big thing with microdosing and depression.
Yeah,
So
apparently so.
now
yeah.
they're on t-shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
Vicky loves mushrooms. She's mushroom mad.
Maybe this is going to be the start of The Last of Us, though.
This is what I'm scared of.
Yeah, there we go.
I've seen what those things look like, and I'm not a fan of that. So
Skynet's first guy's not.
back to the sci-fi shop.
so yeah, mycelia. But
Cool.
you know, I am a bit frightened of the old mushrooms now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Tambo?
Mine would be Nemesis Retaliation. Because I'm waiting, so I'd love to have that right now. But then again, I'm worried what you're going to do with the genie part. So I might change it to Company of Heroes.
Company of Heroes, yeah.
They keep
Okay.
delaying the same as you. It's like, now that's next year now, so it's like, oh, God.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
That looks like a good game as
It
well.
does,
Good
looks really
skirmish game.
Hopefully we
Looking forward
can
to that
when
one.
we get it.
PC games also very good if you like a strong strategy game set in World War II. Very good game.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's very good.
I'm sure. I'm glad that was very flippant. I don't mean it horribly, but absolutely
Not for you.
Not for me whatsoever.
No. Damn.
Can it be a game that's already been out?
Yeah.
So
But you can't get hold of it.
I can have my time again.
Yeah.
I'd have my time again with Scythe.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I think the Scythe bubble has kind of burst, and I don't think that Scythe gets too much love these days. I love it, and the hype train of it was crazy when it first came out. I think that hype train is gone. Yeah, it's still a fantastic game, and it still gets to my table as much as I can. But the whole excitement of it when it first came out, it was always at the table, and it was always being played, and it was an enjoyable experience. So just to have that experience again would be really, really nice.
It was one of the first fast Euros. Like, you do one thing, next person.
You get it
You're like,
done
oh, it's my
tomorrow.
turn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn again. Oh, it's my turn again. And that feels really nice for a Euro, which is kind of like middling to... I said, it's about middling.
It's midway, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, it is great. So, this is going to be the last Kickstarter ever created. This is the last crowdfunding game, so there'll be no more. You're taking the money off of these hopeless developers and going, no more game found, not just Kickstarter, no more Kickstarter, nothing, no more crowdfunding. Bang, that's it. Dead.
I'm okay with that
You're
because
okay
I
with
think crowdfunding as a whole, I'm not a
You've
massive
got bigger
fan of.
shoulders than me, Becky, to bear that burden.
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't back much of it, so from a selfish point of view, I don't care. Doesn't affect me.
I respect it.
Because I've just gone down on a time warp.
Yeah.
No,
because there'd be loads of
absolutely
games.
not.
Yeah.
Like how many Minecraft games would I miss out on if I didn't know? So absolutely
Yeah, but
not.
they would probably still have developed them, wouldn't they?
What for retail instead?
Yeah.
Maybe.
These
Maybe,
games
but
would
then
still exist.
but then
I
the
think.
first Minecraft game was Trickerion, and without the success of Trickerion's Kickstarter, they wouldn't be where they are today.
Maybe.
And I was when I backed it when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I would
So stepping stones for a lot of developers and designers, really.
I'm out on that.
No.
No.
I wouldn't get my nemesis retaliation then.
Yeah.
You said the wrong game. Right, so to the last and final wish. What board game do you wish was never invented? Starting with you, Dan.
Zombicide.
Zombies.
Sorry, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it.
Fight.
I'm sorry for anybody that likes it, but for me, it is a promoter of the filth that is the alpha gamer. And that is the reason why I will never play Zombicide again. Now there are other ones, obviously in the series like Marvel Zombies and the Night of the Living Dead that I would consider looking at, but Zombicide in its core, absolutely not. No. Not for me. And I feel that my tastes have changed and grown over the years. And I had Zombicide First Edition when it first was released. So you're going back a long time. That was like when it first came on Kickstarter.
I remember that.
It was like the first $1 million game on Kickstarter. This is the early days. And it was fine, but it just promotes alpha gamerism for me too much. Maybe it was the people I played with, I don't know. But for me, it's not for me.
I remember when it first came out, me and my friends got it, and we played a lot of it, and we really enjoyed it to start with, and then I think it did you could slowly see the cracks start to form as you played it over and over and over, and eventually it was like, let's go back to Descent.
Yeah.
We're done with Zombicide. It, as you said, I think there can be that kind of dominant gamer that can take over that game.
If one person maxes a character out, it's boring for the rest of the people.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I played it. But you're going back a long time. I haven't played the second edition. I haven't seen much of the second edition. If they've changed a few things or they've worked out a few kinks, then maybe it might be a game that I might be invested in. But as it stands, when it first came out, not for me.
Okay. Dan's making it go poof into the void.
Sorry, T.
That's right, mate. I don't love the game, but I just think it's a great game just to occasionally bring to the table and just have a no-brainer, and you just go on and play it.
No brainer with zombies.
Yeah.
I like what you did there, T.
Nice.
I don't know if they did it back in the day, but the mechanic, if someone levels up really quickly, you get a load more zombies coming because each leveled up so fast.
Yes, because you had the meter at the top. Yes,
the more zombies come in then.
Very
the
true.
lower level people then have a chance to level up, or they die.
But I found that high level person would still half a gamer and go, well, I'm going to go tank through this because I'm higher than anybody else, and they just take over.
I always find you always get one person who never levels up as well. It's really weird how it works. Yeah. Anyway, is it on me?
Yeah.
I would do Letter Jam. That's my last one. There's 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back.
Why, T? Why?
He hated it.
I hated
He
it.
really didn't. I'm so sorry.
I think it's because I'm kind of dyslexic, so it's hard for me to get my head around it anyway. So it was just painful, and I didn't like it.
You jammed up.
Yeah, I think I just couldn't get my head around it at all.
I think
And I felt like everyone else down as well. I didn't like the pressure. Because I'm crappy, I might let other people down.
I think it didn't help that we were playing the rules wrong.
Yeah. No, that was we did a bit.
Everybody should have got a go at guessing a word, which should have meant that everyone else got a good chance of getting their letters used, which we didn't do. So I think that might have made it a bit more
It'd make it a lot
inclusive.
harder to guess, surely.
Maybe. But yeah. Thing was, I couldn't really think of a way of making that shorter because I could tell you were just not loving life with that. But there's not really any way of kind of skipping to the end, is there?
No.
So that is a shame. Like you can't even say, well, let's just do 2 rounds then, because you've got to try and get all your letters. So there is no way of skipping to the end of that game.
There are some really good word games out there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But like if you're struggling with a word game, I mean, the one that I would find would be quite good is Paperback, because Paperback is a deck builder for letters, but you also help each other around the table as well with the letters that you're trying to make the best kind of score, and then also with that score you then buy better letters to make different words. Really good game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of Lexicon.
Cool. Yeah.
These are 2 games I've never heard of, and I love word games.
Lexicon's like an old card letter game, and it's you make a word in the middle, and you basically play a card out, and you can take a letter back off of another word to make different words. You've got to get rid of all your cards. First person to do it, then basically you get lowest points to the winner, but anyone with cards in the hand score those points. It's just all about manipulating the words that are on the table. Mm-hmm. Good little simple fun word game.
Nice.
We've always enjoyed word games in my family.
Yeah, I like word games. I like Scrabble. I love Boggle.
Yeah. We
play
play a lot of Boggle. Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's just that specific
Just
word
that
game.
letter jam.
I didn't
click with it. Fair enough.
My game
Yeah,
that
your
I'm
game.
going to get rid of. You're all going to hate me, and I don't even care. Dune Imperium. Get out of town.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Get out.
No, that's
Get
it.
out.
Dune
I'm
Imperium.
alright with that.
No.
I played it only once.
No.
And I liked it.
But you don't need it to exist when Lost Ruins of Arnak exists. You don't need it to exist, and it isn't as good as Lost Ruins.
I've just gone back to the board game battle episode.
Well, that's how I feel.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Boo.
Actually said, I'm over now. No, really.
You should have said off now.
No, I don't, because Outlaw is actually a really good game. It's really well thought of, and it's a real nice game. I don't want it not to be there anymore.
So, this being an evil thing of never having the game invented, well, you're also not going to have any type of that game ever invented or anything it inspired. So there'll be no more deck builders.
Oh.
No more worker placement, because it's got 2 of those in there for the Djinn and Becky. What have you done?
Just murdered all the games.
Just murdered all the
No
games.
more Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no,
more Lost Ruins.
no more Lords of Waterdeep. Oh,
I
no.
love that game.
Game snob.
But I'm getting rid of
Dune Imperium, yeah.
because I've got Lost Ruins of Arnak. But
Yeah.
if I can't have Lost Ruins of Arnak either,
No, because they're both pretty much inspired of the same concept.
that's because
yeah.
they're both not the same game. Lost
No.
Ruins is by far superior in my opinion, and there we are.
Well, it doesn't have the combat side of it, which is probably the side you don't like.
I don't
Whereas
like
I
that.
enjoy that side
Yeah,
of it.
I get it, and I just
Has
I'm
more
not-
interaction with the player.
and I'm just not interested in the Dune world. The board is
Dune is amazing.
yeah. I've seen the film. I'm seeing the film shortly. The other one, great. I just don't care enough. It's too sandy. It's too sandy, and the board.
So you're still going through with it?
Yeah. No. I'm going to keep going.
Are you talking yourself round?
No. Absolute take back. I just choose not to play Dune Imperium Lost, but it can still exist. I will just still think it's a very, very pale imitation of Lost Ruins of Arnak. So there we are.
Fine. There we go.
And I know you guys like it, so I don't want to actually burn it.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Dan?
Zombie
You
side.
going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Zombie side
Yeah,
gone.
but that'll make any kind of like dungeon crawler gone then, wouldn't it?
That's fine. I'm okay with that. You know this.
You go off
Yeah.
Dan.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm in.
Boom. Dan's had another wish.
I'm happy as well, yeah, I don't care. Letter games, words, whatever. I do enjoy get a boggle or Scrabble, but I'm not bothered if they don't get me. It will go.
Boom.
Boom.
I took one for the team and kept my game, even though I don't like it, and you've gotten rid of Letter Jam.
I did think that. That was quite selfish, wasn't it?
It's not just letter jam, all letter games are gone then. See your thing.
Well, there we go,
All
I
word
suppose.
games. All word games. Yeah.
All word games, yeah, will be. Evil, Tambo. Evil. Backstabber. That has been the main segment with Djinn Davey and crew. We're moving on now. We're going to do a Would You Rather. This one is you can have one wish that has extreme consequences for yourself, or infinite wishes but can never affect you. They have to be for other people.
Do you count wouldn't affect you as in like you're just happy that they've got a nice time?
Well, so they wouldn't affect you, i.e. so you couldn't be, I wish my partner has lots of money because you're going to get lots of money.
Okay.
And you couldn't maybe wish for some conflict, politics, and maybe they'll improve the country because that's going to affect you.
Okay.
So it's going to be about people you don't really know, or like people in the street where you see someone go, oh, I wish that person got what they wanted, and they get what they wanted.
Oh, I'd definitely do that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Or it's one wish that you can be anything that you want, but it's going to have some consequence.
No, the nice wishes for everyone, 100%.
Nice, there we
Yeah,
go. The altruistic Becky.
Well,
Yeah, I suppose you didn't wish for the board game to not be invented
no,
for
that's it.
your
'Cause
fellow man.
I'm
so.
a nice person, Tambo. No, I think it'd be really nice, just kind of doing that sort of lovely, like you might be sat in a bus or on a car or something, and you go, I wish that person found 50 quid in their pocket, and you'd see that lovely little happy smile on their face. That'd be
Eventually,
great.
it would come a curse though, because you'd be like, why do all these things happen for everyone else and never for me?
That's my life anyway.
Right, I'm just getting my violin out, Tambo.
Well, I'd wish for a nice thing for you, mate, because I've got the good wishes.
Yeah,
so
there you
that's all I
go.
need.
There you go.
Dan?
Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth. No, I would be the same. It's nice to see other people happy.
Yeah.
And it's...
That's why I lose at board games. That's what it is. I
Because you just let other
choose to
people
lose
win.
them.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because you wish the other people to win.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
happening. You already have this, don't you?
I do, yeah.
And they make you feel even better by afterwards. It's like, I won! you didn't win, but I won.
I would be the same.
You'd be the same.
I would.
Maybe it's a bit too obvious of a choice I made there.
No,
but-
not at all. I mean, you know what Curly would do? He'd be himself, wouldn't he?
It depends if you're a Slytherin or a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a Hufflepuff, so...
I
there
do
we
like
go.
to sliver in, so... Yeah, I think I'm with you guys, really. I mean, yeah.
You have to say that now, because you've just said how...
I know.
If you went
It's
first.
why I went last. Gonna join the masses. No, it was. I did one that wasn't board game themed because we just had a whole episode that was all about board games. So why not throw in something a little bit different? So, guys. Now we've made it to the end. Well done if you've made it this far. We're going to be talking about what we've got coming up. What we're going to be doing, what we're looking forward to within the board game universe or outside of. It's the penultimate turn. I'll start. I'm going to go video games. Everyone knows I like playing my video games as well, so I'm going to go a little bit out there. Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out. I'm looking forward to that. If you've not heard of it, it's like a Capcom RPG, typical Capcom thing of lots of menus, lots of jankiness, but somehow when you get involved, you just end up loving it. And Dragon's Dogma came out around the same time as Skyrim, so I think it kind of, the original went under the radar a little bit. Really good fantasy game. It's got really tight combat. It's all about the combat. And you get these vocations, which are your like skills and your classes that you unlock. And it has a real nice like choice system within the RPG elements as well, where things you choose will affect what kind of happens in the story or who your love affair is and stuff like that. Didn't realise you could love people, and I got to the end of the game and I was like, I didn't realise that was a part of the game.
I could have a wife and family.
I could have had a wife and a family. Damn, just too cold-hearted. But yeah, the second one's coming out at the end of this month, March 22nd, and it looks awesome. So if you don't know about it and you like kind of those fantasy RPGs, check it out. It looks like it's going to be. There's been a lot of people that have got their hands on it already. Like, I shouldn't say IGN, but no, everyone hates IGN now. But Game Ranked, etc., have all got their hands on it, and they all say they think it's going to be Game of the Year. So yeah, if you like your fancy RPGs, check it out.
I like Capcom.
Yes,
but for me, it's
made on the Resident Evil engine.
Yeah, it's one franchise, and
yeah.
It's Resident Evil.
No, I didn't used to like Monster Hunter. Then I got past the menus at one point, and then I was about 10 hours or 15 hours in, and it just clicked. Since then, yeah,
a Fallout, I couldn't get past the vault. Fallout 3. Yeah, I thought, this is rubbish. I want to pick everything up, and I can't pick everything up because now I'm over encumbered.
Yeah.
I want that on my grave, by the way. I'm over encumbered because I'm always over fucking encumbered.
Why do they make all these things that you can pick up?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Up?
I didn't get it. I left it for like 2 years, and I picked it back up again. I went, oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
What have I done? Amazing.
Yeah, and I feel because Capcom likes its like janky, slightly Japanese, like JRPG, like Japanese like style of menu and UI. Sometimes it hasn't necessarily hit off in the West, but we've got used to it more, I think, now, and now we're used to that system. They've started to really hit like their stride in the West. So yeah, they're definitely doing big things, and I think this one's going to be good.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. How about you, Becky? Got anything coming up?
Dog Park new tricks.
Dog Park new tricks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Turning tricks on the corner.
With dogs.
With
What?
dogs.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to
Wasn't that their whole marketing campaign? Turning corners with tricks and dogs.
I'm looking forward to Dog Park, the expansion, new tricks.
When's that?
Apparently the end of the month, maybe the end of April, I don't know.
That's been a quick
I'll be up for
turnaround
that.
time.
Yeah.
I'd love to try that.
And there's a jigsaw puzzle as well with all the dogs on that I did a little...
Well, that's part of the game.
No, I bought it extra.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Yeah, you have to build this puzzles.
Yeah, you need it, yeah.
It's going to be unreal.
But you got a pack of cards with dogs on as well, didn't you?
Sorry?
You got a pack of cards I gave you.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
So I bought 2 packs for some reason when I kickstarted.
Yep, so I've got the... Yeah, and
My first ever Kickstarter game, and I made a few mistakes.
I was just so excited.
Yeah, you bought Dog Park.
Hey now.
Damn boy.
Bad boy.
In your bed.
It's got its place, I think. It's got its place because it's a really good, easy to understand kind of... It's not really a tableau builder, but it sort of is. It's not a deck because you're not holding the cards, but most people can understand this game.
Yeah.
And if you've got a bit of an interest in dogs, that's nice. It's a nice little theme stuck on the side there. The tokens are all good. Yeah, and I like the artwork. I know it's had some real negative, sort of real criticisms about it. I like the artwork. The only thing I don't like is one of the main dogs on the front of the box. The main, I think it's a collie. Not sure about that one. And there's one dog with like a brown head and a black body. It looks like a Frankenstein dog.
Yeah.
But I love the artwork of the game. I think it's really pretty. And again, it's done really quickly. 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I like
think it should have been birds.
No.
Bird Park.
Pirates Park. No, I like
Dogspan. It's a game all about dogs.
What about Tailspan? How long is the tail?
Tailspan.
Yeah. But no, I'm really looking forward to Dog Park. New tricks. It's going to be good.
I'm looking forward to Lost Ruins. We've got that Thursday.
Yes.
With the expansion.
Yeah. I think you're going to like the expansion.
Yeah. And it's going to be on my new table, so that's what I'm more excited about. Because I haven't tried it yet, so that'll be good.
Nice.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
How long did the new table take to arrive?
Well, I mentioned it about 3rd episode in this podcast when we first started.
Wow.
And we're on what,
2
episode
years?
40 odd now, 50. So yeah, it's been
To
a
be
little
fair,
while.
it took a while. I was never in a rush for it. I had a table. so I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
So, and it all arrived in one piece and all in good condition. It was. I'm really pleased with it.
You were worried, weren't you? Though,
I was really worried because all the bad stuff on Facebook, but you're
you-
clearly only hearing about all the bad stuff, not the good stuff.
Sure.
And it was all good. I don't like Americans' delivery systems are shocking because they're all damaged in America, but here it was fine.
Good.
Nice.
Could
Good.
be the people they ended up couriering with, ended up just not caring,
Yeah.
chucking them over the fence. It's a guess it wasn't Hermes or Every. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking
so I'm
forward
looking
to
for that.
seeing your new
And
Tambo.
the expansion on Lost Ruins. Like, I've always wanted to play it. I keep saying that.
It's good.
Yeah, I've not played the expansion yet.
They're good characters. So one is perfect for Curly, so we need to try and get him
Not
playing the mechanic, because that's all about really, really planning your turns far in advance and knowing what you want to do in a minute so that you can load the right little tooth in your cog. So we need to make him not play the mechanic, all right? And I don't want to play the mechanic because I'm
Sounds
not
like
clever
Daveys
enough.
thing.
Yeah, I like to play it.
Well, I think we just need to not play the mechanics.
Just
I want to
yeah,
play the new characters, but the ones I haven't played. I've played the other ones to death.
The journalist is good. I like the
Yeah.
journalist, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
How about yourself, Dan?
I am knee deep in plans for this year's 24-hour board game marathon.
Oh!
As it's weird, we are now launched and we are now raising money for Cots for Tots, and we're selling tickets for this year's event on the 3rd of August, which is good. Looking forward to it. It's in its 7th year. We've already raised £23,000 for Cots for Tots, and now hopefully we're going to raise a bit more. It'd be lovely to get the 30 grand. It'd be amazing.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Which would be great to save all the babies, but save babies and play games while doing it.
And
Yeah.
eat loads of sweets.
I need loads of sweets. Yeah.
I drink lots of unbranded Monster Energy. Oh, I said both. Yes, to keep awake. I did cheat last year. I did sleep. It was the only time.
Not for long though, mate.
No, it was about 2 hours, but it just took the edge off.
It
just took the edge off. But yes, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a great cause, and it's a great thing to do. So we enjoy it, even though it is obviously a bit grueling when it gets to the 20. No, even before that, 16-hour mark.
It's
I'd
when
say.
you see the sun come up.
Yeah, that is when you start to contemplate, why am I still here?
And your brain just starts going like that. And then you got like something like food chain magnets stuck in front of you, or you got something really heavy.
Yeah,
And you're like,
hegemony.
what am I? Yeah, or what am I doing?
Hegemony?
Hegemony.
Hegemony?
That's when
Bless you.
That's when you need to play Men at Work.
Yes.
That was great. At
brilliant.
that time of the morning, everything just the kind of
They did not all blur together in some kind of one
but
Superman.
the idea that everyone is so invested in, is this little man gonna hold the little brick? Is it gonna like the absolute the focus, and you try not to shake because of all your non-branded energy drink / coffee that you've been drinking. It's just brilliant. So I wouldn't go for a heavy game, then I'd go for the lightest stupid game, and that is a good one.
It's when you see someone who's been awake for 24 hours and they seem alright.
Yeah.
That happens. And
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
they're like, all right, what's it like? Are we driving home? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah, fine.
They'll crash. They get home and they just crash and
Yeah.
burn.
There is a tipping point, I find, where suddenly, once I get past the overtiredness stage, I can come back out the other side sometimes, and then I'm awake for the day.
Your second wind.
Your second wind, yeah. Where before that I was about to crash, I was about to die.
The only
and then
second one I've
suddenly-
ever had is out my arse. never.
Hour 24.
Yeah, no way.
It's a really great event, and it's really friendly. You see a lot of the same faces each time, but everybody new is welcome, and it's a really fun, friendly, sort of lovely atmosphere. And I'm not just saying that because Dan's sat next to me. I do mean that.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm signing off as first player and handing over to Adrian. I've had a blast. It's been some good chats and some good discussions. If you made it this far, you're going to get a medal. I'll send you one in the post. As always, thank you for listening. You can find our socials at the bottom of whatever platform you're listening on. Please go and give us a like. Do everything you can to support us. There's Kofi as well. I just want to say a big thank you. We're actually nearing our first milestone, so we're hopefully going to be upgrading our kit soon. So a big thank you for that. Like, the podcast means the world to us, and sound quality to me. I want to improve it, don't you worry. So we're getting there. But yeah, big thank you. And as always, whose turn is it? Anyway?